It's yoga, with a capital Y. When most people talk about yoga, they mean the combination of exercise and meditation, where you contort yourselves into all different types of shapes and feel chilled out afterwards. That's yoga, but with a lowercase y. Yoga, capital Y, includes exercise and meditation, but it's much more than that. It's a practice that aims to unite what's happening inside you, your thoughts and feelings, with other people and the physical world. When the inside and the outside harmonize, you feel whole and happy. And the way you achieve this is through consciousness. This leads us back to the reason why you're here. Money. Most people think of money as currency or numbers in a bank account that are, ideally, increasing. But yoga teaches that money is actually a tool of consciousness. When you start increasing your consciousness, and I'll explain how you can do that a bit later, it transforms how you view money. Ultimately, your goal will shift from getting money for the sake of being wealthy to using money as a tool to help you live your best life. So then, what is your best life? Well, your best life is one in which you have absolutely everything you need without struggling to get it, because abundance is flowing through you. When you have the support of your consciousness, you're in a state where you can be endlessly generous in spirit. This has nothing to do with how much wealth you have. It's about attitude. Even the poorest person can be loving, wise, compassionate, creative, and honest. A person in this state is said to be in their dharma. And being in your dharma is the key to being wealthy. You already possess all the qualities you need to be in your dharma. But if you're like most people, you probably don't know how to tune into them. That's where consciousness comes into it. When you tune in, you start living according to your values, and that's when abundance transforms your life. So, how do you use consciousness to tune in? Well, first, let's have a look at what consciousness actually is in this context. Yoga teaches that consciousness is dynamic, always on the move. Imagine it as an electric current, flowing out into the world on a hunt for something to connect to. In humans, consciousness is always looking for ways to create, discover, and experience joy. You can see this in toddlers. They're innately driven to learn how to talk and walk, and they get so excited by each step they take and each new sound they make. When consciousness is in action like this, yoga calls it creative intelligence. For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to refer to that as awareness in these blinks. Now, awareness is responsible for evolution on large and small scales. Take, for instance, ancient humans who witnessed forest fires. All the other creatures fled or went into hiding. But humans looked at the fire and saw potential. They imagined themselves taming and creating their own fire, so that they could stay warm and cook their meals. This is awareness in action. Awareness is the most powerful driver of change. If you don't realize that something needs to, and can, change, everything stays the same. But our egos tangle us up in hopes and fears, and this stops us from seeing a clear path to change. That's where awareness comes in. If we increase our awareness, we can identify the path to wealth and abundance. Dharma helps us recognize each change we need to make, like stepping stones on the path to success. Your mind wants to be in a state of Dharma, because that's when you feel happy and at peace. So all you need to do is get into the habit of creating the right circumstances that put you in that state. The way to do this is via simple awareness. Simple awareness is a state of mind that fosters insight and revelation. If you've had an aha moment, you've experienced simple awareness. These moments happen when your mind experiences quiet between two thoughts. The problem is that our hectic modern lives often mean there's not much of a gap between one thought and the next, so there's no room for that quiet moment. Picture it this way. Imagine your mind is a bow and your thoughts are arrows. If you give your mind a moment to draw the bowstring back as far as possible, your arrow will shoot further, faster, and more powerfully. But if your mind is moving too quickly to pull the bowstring right back each time, your arrows won't pack as much punch. Practicing meditation regularly is a great way to quieten your mind, so that you can shoot those arrows as far as possible. But of course, it's not always convenient to put your schedule on pause so you can meditate. To counter this, pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're stressed, distracted, or disturbed by thoughts, you're not in a state of simple awareness. Ideally, find a place where you can be alone, so you can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Even if you can't step away from the situation you're in, you can still give yourself a moment to pause, breathe, and recenter. This will encourage your mind to quieten, and just by being aware of how you feel means your battle is already half won. So this is all well and good, but how does it all come together to increase abundance? Abundance occurs when we have everything we need and we feel fulfilled. That second point is important because there are plenty of miserable, wealthy people out there. This happens when people don't have that attitude of abundance we talked about earlier, when you are generous in spirit. Practicing simple awareness will help you develop an attitude of abundance, because when your mind is quiet, it's impossible to feel like you're lacking in anything. And if you want for nothing, it means you're in your dharma. Yoga teaches that there are 7 key areas of awareness, known as chakras. Connecting with each of these areas through meditation will welcome and increase abundance in your life. If your goals align with being in your dharma, meaning they speak to an attitude of abundance, then you can manifest them, transforming that attitude of abundance into actual abundance. Let's have a look at those 7 chakras in more detail now. The chakras are 7 points associated with different parts of your body, located in your head and along your spine. Together, they create a pathway from your mind into the outside world, with each chakra like a milestone on that journey, offering you a specific gift. When you're connected with each of the 7 chakras, the pathway is clear of obstacles and abundance can flow through your life with ease. Following this pathway, we're going to start our exploration of the chakras at the top of the head and finish with the final chakra that connects you to the earth. The crown chakra, known as chakra 7, is the source of bliss. In yoga, bliss means heightened consciousness, since true bliss comes from truly knowing that you exist. The gifts of the crown chakra are wholeness, oneness, and joy. It connects you to the source of abundance, where lack can't exist. When you're connected to the crown chakra, you know that you're enough, just as you are. You may not have reached your full potential yet, but you know that potential is already there, waiting for you to tap into it. Ultimately, chakra 7 is what carries you to enlightenment, where you unite with being so deeply that your sense of self falls away completely. In everyday life, this takes the form of feeling inspired, alive, and awake. To connect to the crown chakra, meditate on the mantra So Hum, or repeat the centering thought, I am, in your mind. You should also be generous every day. This will deactivate your ego. Your ego is what keeps you in a state of lack, telling you that you aren't enough or that you don't have enough to share with others. That makes it your biggest obstacle to abundance. Being generous, which could be as simple as smiling at a cashier or helping a stranger carry their pram up the stairs, honors abundance and shuts down your ego. Sharing what inspires you with others, a piece of music, a book, or a fact about a scientific wonder, is another way to connect with the crown chakra while lifting someone else's spirit. The next milestone on the pathway to abundance is the third eye chakra, located at your forehead. Chakra 6 is the source of highest intelligence. But we're not talking about IQ or book smarts here. In yoga, intelligence refers to insight, intuition, and imagination. Using these, the third eye chakra gifts you the solutions to any problem you encounter. The third eye chakra connects you to knowingness, the understanding of important subtleties that can carry insights. How often has a friend said to you after a breakup, "If only I'd known what they were really like, I never would have gotten into this mess"? Statements like this suggest that your friend wasn't connected with their third eye chakra. If they had been, they may have seen their ex differently sooner. When you're connected to chakra 6, your mind is open and receptive. This means your perceptions aren't blurred or muddied by your ego or biases. You feel confident and comfortable taking the time you need to think and reflect, and you aren't swayed by other people's opinions or by fears. Your connection assures you that the solution to every challenge is available, including financial challenges. You just need to use awareness to identify it. To connect to the third eye chakra, meditate on the mantra Om, or repeat the centering thought, I know. You can use the third eye chakra to shift away from busy mental activity and into your intuition, where deep knowing lives. This is what leads to breakthroughs. Before you go to bed, state your problem clearly, followed by the outcome you'd like. Then give your problem to the universe and detach from it. In the morning, listen quietly for the answer. It may not come to you immediately, but stay open and attuned to flashes of inspiration. Chakra 5, the throat chakra, is the next location on our journey. The throat chakra is all about self-expression in its truest form, and the gift it brings is authenticity. You may have noticed that all the methods of connection to your chakras involve words, repeating mantras or centering thoughts, or making clear statements. Words are powerful. We all know they contain meaning and subtext. When we speak them, they also carry tone, emotion, and power dynamics. By using words and awareness, you can choose to express yourself authentically. When you do this, you can speak without fear because the crown chakra has already grounded you in the knowledge that you are enough. This lifts you away out of scarcity and into abundance. When you're connected with the throat chakra, you can use your words to communicate clearly and respectfully. You're honest and authentic without being hurtful to others, and you feel heard. In a relaxed and peaceful atmosphere like this, mutually beneficial solutions surface quickly because everyone is at ease. To connect to the throat chakra, meditate on the mantra Ham, or repeat the centering thought, I speak my truth. You can also use your connection with the throat chakra to change the harmful stories you tell yourself about who you are. For instance, if you weren't loved unconditionally as a child, you may find it hard to believe you're enough just as you are. You may have repeated the story to yourself so many times over the years that you think it's the truth. But by connecting with the throat chakra, you can change that story. Perhaps your parents' behavior was nothing to do with you. Perhaps they were trapped by their own harmful stories. Using awareness, you can uncover new narratives that are more accurate than the ones you've been telling yourself. This will help you move towards knowing that you're enough. We're now going to move into the chakras associated with points in your torso. The first of these is chakra 4, the heart chakra, which, as you've probably guessed, sits in the center of your chest. The heart chakra is all about emotions, but particularly love, happiness, and empathy. And its gift is truly transformative. The heart chakra offers you healing by releasing emotions that are stopping you from tapping into abundance. Many people experience emotional poverty, feeling sad, helpless, anxious, or afraid of intimacy. When we experience these difficult emotions, we often try to numb them, deny them, or avoid them because they're too painful. But the heart chakra is your internal healer. Connecting with it will help you understand that deep happiness is always available to you, and that you don't need to keep suffering. In everyday life, this means paying attention to your feelings and acknowledging or expressing them. Doing this allows you to build close relationships with others that are free of shame and fear, because you can share your feelings without fear and draw on the support of loved ones. In this way, being connected to chakra 4 allows them to gently blow away the build-up of experiences that cause inner pain, in the same way that you might blow dust off a mirror. To connect to the heart chakra, meditate on the mantra YAM, or repeat the centering thought, I am love. Meditating on a memory of a time that you felt joyful will also foster your connection with chakra 4. Visualize that moment in detail. It might be a wedding, or watching a sunset with a dear friend, or listening to beautiful music. Focus on your heart and the joy that the memory evokes, letting it flow through you. Moving down the spine, we arrive at the next chakra, the solar plexus chakra, which sits just above your navel or belly button. This chakra is the domain of physical health, determination, and positive activity. Its gift is crucial. It brings you focused energy that transforms you into an agent of change. In the frenzy of modern life, it's easy to feel like you don't have much personal power. You're constantly being swept up by the demands of work, family life, and our ever-present smartphones. Yoga teaches us, though, that personal power is inside us, and this makes it infinite and completely unrelated to external forces. When you tap into this power, you have the strength and energy you need to put your goals into action. You've probably already experienced this without realizing you're connected to chakra 3. It's being in the zone, when your actions almost seem to happen on their own. In this state, you feel calm and confident about what you're doing. Obstacles fall away, and you feel a sense of joy as you're immersed in whatever you're doing. When you're connected to your solar plexus chakra, all your attention and energy is channeled into that one action. In this state, success is inevitable because you're attuned to what is unfolding, able to navigate through challenges like a footballer weaving through other players on the field. Sadly, Western society has placed a lot of value on the complete opposite of this, multitasking and busyness. All this does is divide your attention and disconnect you from abundance, limiting your success. This is why so many people feel frustrated, stressed, and unmotivated at work. To connect to the solar plexus chakra, meditate on the mantra RAM, or repeat the centering thought, I am in my power. Give yourself permission to do just one thing at a time. Pay attention to how you're feeling, and if you become stressed or unfocused, pause for a moment to collect yourself. And turn off your phone for at least 30 minutes a day. Ideally, do something creative during this time, or practice yoga or meditation. You'll be amazed by how quickly you start seeing results when you allow yourself to connect with your inner power. You might have noticed that as we've moved along the chakra pathway, we've transitioned from the internal world of thoughts, knowledge, and feelings, and into the more external world of action. Chakra 2, the sacrum chakra, takes us a step further into that world. Associated with the lower back, it connects us to everything sensorial, sensual, and sexual. The gift of the sacrum chakra is desire. Desire motivates us to achieve our goals, no matter what they are. In that way, chakra 2 is what drives us to fulfill our goals so that we can experience bliss. You might be wondering what that has to do with physical sensation. Well, our senses shape our desires. We see, hear, smell, touch, or taste something, and we either want more of it or we don't. If you can shift beyond satisfying only what your ego wants, you can connect with desire in a way that will open the floodgates to abundance. When your awareness is activated, your focus is on what you truly need in order to grow, evolve, and experience bliss. And when you experience bliss, you don't crave anything at all because you feel fulfilled. This is quite different to how the ego behaves. Its desires aren't sustaining, forcing you to feed it the same thing over and over again. To connect to the sacrum chakra, meditate on the mantra VAM, or repeat the centering thought, I embrace desire. Just before you go to sleep, get into the habit of visualizing a moment of happiness that happened during the day. It doesn't need to be anything major. You might have just felt joy when watching your kids play or singing along to a song on the radio. Let the feeling of joy soak through you. This will train your mind to pay attention to bliss. We've now arrived at the final milestone of our journey, Chakra 1, or the root chakra. Associated with the base of the spine, the root chakra provides safety and security. Its gift is that it grounds you so deeply into existence that you are unshakable, no matter what's going on around you. When you're connected with the root chakra, you become free to embrace absolutely anything, inside and out, without any fear. In practice, this looks like being solid in who you are, being comfortable in your skin, feeling physically and emotionally safe, and living in the present moment. The root chakra connects us to the earth, and then to the whole universe. Yoga teaches that awareness is in everything, every last atom, including those that science would classify as non-living. That means awareness has existed even longer than humankind. It also doesn't distinguish between you and everything else. It merely is, and is in everything. Always. This is what makes manifesting your goals possible. If you have an intention, like meeting the right partner or finding the right job, you can make that intention a reality. Creating and maintaining a clear path from your crown chakra, where your goal begins its journey as an idea, all the way through to the root chakra, which connects you to the earth, can transform your intention into the outcome you seek. This happens because there is no I as far as the universe is concerned. There is only universal consciousness and awareness. The deeper your connection to the root chakra, the greater your powers of manifestation. This is what delivers dreams and thoughts into the realm of the physical world. To connect to the root chakra, meditate on the mantra LAM, or repeat the centering thought, I am always safe and secure. Foster your connection by regularly lying on the grass, somewhere sunny and peaceful. With your back to the ground, imagine yourself sinking into the earth until there's no distance between you and it. Feel Earth's energy rising up to infuse you. With it will come bliss and deep certainty that abundance is available to you. So we've come to the end of our journey through the 7 chakras. Now, chakras may seem like an outlandish way to increase your wealth, but it actually makes complete sense. They're the tools that increase awareness. If you have a clear vision in mind about how abundance looks to you, you can use awareness to evaluate whether each action you're undertaking aligns with that vision. This will propel you on the path of abundance, because you'll stop taking detours. Abundance is already waiting for you, ready to help you live your best life. And daily meditation, even just for short periods, will help you connect with it.